So the next section is the business services. So the business services are going to cover your calendars, your phone numbers, and your reputation management. The first step is the calendars. Regardless of what industry you're in, you probably have a calendar of some sort, whether it be a one-on-one call, consultation call, business audit, any type of calendars you could think of. If you were using Acuity, Calendly, any other calendar service, you no longer need those. What I would suggest is replicating whatever actions that your calendars did before and bringing them all over to here so you can track everything in one place. Let's give you an example of one calendar. So we have here a 2-hour breakthrough session. It is a 120-minute calendar for 2 hours. It's an event and it's an active calendar. We can edit it. We can get the embed code from it. We can get the permanent and the scheduling link, and we can deactivate it. Let's create a calendar, right? So we'll go to create a calendar. Now, round robin is when you have a team member, you can round robin your calendars to say, okay, person A got the last call, person B needs to get the next call, and person C will get the call after that. Unassigned booking will allow the consumer to select who they want the call with depending on the people's availability. So if person A is available from 9 to 1 and person B is available from 1 to 6 and the consumer needs to choose 2 p.m., they'll automatically get assigned to person B because that falls under their assigned window. Collective booking is coming soon. Once I learn more about this, I'll make another video for you guys. So let's do unassigned booking. And now here it's going to show us how to set up our first calendar. We want to name it. So test calendar. A description about the calendar. So whatever the calendar is going to cover, you want to put it here so that people can see. This is... So the calendar URL, it'll be your domain /widget /booking / whatever you put here. So this is going to be test calendar. And it'll check it to make sure that it's available. See, this is already taken. So I'll say test calendar 1, 2, 3. And there it is. It's available. You can set the color to be either Neo or Classic. We'll just leave it as Neo. The appointment name is going to be the contact of who scheduled the consultation. I typically say what calendar it's under. So this will be appointment name, test call, something like that. So I'll know that when it pops up on my calendar, the person that made it and what calendar, what the event is for. The meeting location, this will open up to a new area. If you've attached your Zoom, which I'll show you in a different video, if you've attached your Zoom, or if you want to have your specific calls in a specific place, maybe you have a Restream account or maybe a Google Video, wherever you want your meeting location to be, you're going to put that here. So when the person books, they'll get access to this meeting link. Link to calendar and the sync options. Once you sync your information, you'll have specific calendars that can pop up here. Like I said, Zoom and the other integrations. I'll say none for now. You always want to put the two-way option on. The reason why the two-way option is important is because when someone books on this calendar, it'll block it off in other calendars. It'll block it off on your personal calendar on your phone if you have that all set up. And then we want to move on to the next save and continue. So the next thing is the availability. Depending on how long you want these calendar appointments to be, you can set that. If the duration is how long the event is going to be. So if you're having a 1-hour consultation, you want to set it for 1 hour. The intervals is how much time they have to schedule. So 30-minute intervals means that they can schedule at 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, like that. 15 minutes is 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, and so on and so forth. So that gives them the intervals in which they can schedule. I typically mirror the duration or half it. So if the duration is 1 hour, I'll do 30 minutes or an hour for the interviews. And then a buffer, I always recommend having at least a 15-minute buffer in case your call goes over. What that'll do is it'll push out 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after someone has booked. So if someone books at 1 a.m., it won't let someone book, if for an hour consultation, it won't let someone book at noon because it knows it has to have that 15-minute buffer. So the earliest someone can book prior to that 1 a.m. call would be 10:45 to end at 11:45 to give you that 15 minutes before your next call. Appointment slots per day, you can set this. I leave it as open. Let's say you only want to do 3 calls a day. You can set it for 3. Once your third call has been booked, it will eliminate the rest of the day for you. And then, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Appointments per day is here. So my explanation for that goes here. And then appointments per slot, you want to do 1. Unless you're having group calls where you can say 2 or 3 people can schedule for my 4 o'clock Zoom. That's what appointments per slot means. The scheduling notice, this is how much time they have to schedule. I always suggest giving at least 12 hours to 24 hours. The reason being is if you're busy, if you're doing something during the day and you're allowing them to schedule real time, you'll get an immediate schedule. Now, if you have a sales team, if you have people that are actively ready, that are always on go, just ready to be available, you don't have to have a scheduling notice. But if it's just you, I suggest giving yourself at least a day, so that way if someone books on Monday, you'll know for Tuesday the time and person that you'll be dealing with. And then the date range is how far out they're able to book. So I set this as 14. You don't want to give them too much time because people can forget and life happens. You don't want to make it too small because if they don't have availability right then, they can't book in the future and they might forget to come back. Then office hours. Office hours are going to say, when is your calendar available? If you have a team, like I said, open that thing up. Let your team decide, because remember, in the team section, they'll be able to put their availability. You're just pulling the hours that calendar even has available. So if you know that your office hours are just Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, you'll change it to 9 to 5. You see how all of them are 9 to 5? And then let's say you have team members where they all take lunch at between noon to 1. You don't have to worry about noon to 1 being an available time here, because no one will be available for that time. So we'll save and continue and go to the last section. The last section, you'll have custom forms here. In the training video section, I'll teach you guys how to create custom forms and what they do. Those will live here. So once you start creating custom forms, you can attach a custom form to your calendar to have them fill out, so you can get a little bit of information about them prior to the call. You always want to keep on your acknowledgement emails. I put contacts and I put on contacts, not emails. That way they'll get a notification of the consultation via email. Let the calendar auto confirm my appointments. I leave that on. Allow Google Calendar to send my invitations. You can turn that on if you're using Google Calendars. Allow reschedule, allow cancellation. Leave those on. The reason why I say that, life happens, like I said. You don't want someone to not be able to reschedule or not be able to cancel if they have to do those things. Once all those things are complete, it's 2 things you can do. You can submit the form to redirect, which will take them to another URL. I have training videos on that. Most people will just leave it as a custom thank you message. Feel free to edit this how you want. It'll be the message that they receive once they've completed the calendar. I won't complete this, but you guys hit complete once you're done, and you've now generated your first calendar. So let's go to the next thing. Phone numbers. Phone numbers are really important, because to send out text or receive text, you have to have a number for the client to reach out to you. The training videos will go more in depth on the magnitude of what you can do with the calendars, but I'm going to give you an explanation of how they work. So first thing you want to do is hit add number. Obviously, if you're in the United States, select the United States number. The area code, now this is where it can vary. If you want to have an 800 number, go ahead and put 800 in the search bar. What's going to happen is, okay, so no numbers are found with the 800. Let's try 888. You can have an 888 number, so that way you have a toll-free number. As you can see here, the monthly fee, it's only $2.15 a month to keep this number, right? Now let's go down. Let's say you're in Orlando, 352. I want to have a 352 area code. Then you can search and you can find a 352. Notice here that it's only $1.15 for a local number, as where it was a $2.15 for a toll-free number. So you see the difference. The texts are about 1 cent per 2 text sent. So you're paying 1 penny for every 2 texts that you send out. So you'd have to send thousands actually to even hit $10. Every 200 texts that you send is only charging you $1. So you can see how cheap having this service is, but it's very beneficial for running your text campaigns and allowing your team to be able to communicate with your customers via the text channel. So once you have your number saved, you can go ahead and have a number pool if you want to have multiple numbers. There's no limit to the amount of numbers you can have. If you want all of your team members to have individual numbers, you can assign them and do things like that. And that covers your phone numbers. The last thing is reputation management. So if you have a Google My Business account, you want to sync it to your CRM. Here is where you can go to review links. So you'd put your Google review link here, or you can generate one. It won't let me generate it because I don't have a Google My Business account synced to this. But once you sync it, you'll be able to generate your link. The request, when review request button is clicked, you can send a review request immediately, or you can follow a custom schedule. I just send it immediately because that means somebody wants to give you a review. You can do your custom text, so you can set up yada yada yada, and you'll see what it looks like over there, followed by the Google My Business. We'd love to hear from you about our services. Bam. And now they have the custom link that they'll click. And then you can add a picture as well if you just want to be spazzy or whatever. Make sure you save that to know what you'll have, what the client will see when you request this. The email review is pretty much the same as the text. You can customize it as you want. Throw a little picture in there. It'll have your business information and your company information. And then the customer testimonial. So this is where the review widget is going to live. So when you get the testimonials, you can have it customized for the different colors, the different, you see how the color change? You can have the rating be a different color. The ratings can be blue. The ratings can be red. The background can be a different color. And this is where the reviews will live. So you're pretty much just creating your review page so other people can see it. And that's actually going to live wherever you want to put it. You'll have an embed code here to be able to paste it to anywhere. Most of your landing pages are funnels if you want to have them. The cool thing about the reviews is people can see real reviews from real customers and real clients on your landing pages, which strengthens the chances of them wanting to purchase from you. So that covers the business services, and we'll move on to the next video.